Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we read corporate reports so you don't have to, or at least so you don't have to as hard. Today we're diving into CorMedix's latest 10K filing, their annual report. If you thought last year was a roller coaster, just wait, this report is a whole theme park. The big story here is DefenCath, CorMedix's main product, now FDA approved and ready to be sold. It's designed to fight nasty infections related to catheters, a problem that costs the US healthcare system billions each year. So naturally, getting this product to market is super important for them. Reimbursement is key, and CorMedix has been hustling. They got a new technology add-on payment, or NTAP, that gives hospitals extra money for using DefenCath. That's like getting a coupon on top of a sale. Also, they're under Medicare's system, which gives them additional payments for new drugs. Basically, they are making sure the treatment pays well to the hospitals. And it seems to be working so far. We see multi-year commercial supply agreements consisting of a large and several mid-sized dialysis organizations. But you might be thinking, great, but what does the money look like? Well, I'm glad you asked. Scroll down with me. Here is where things get interesting. We can see they made $43.51 in 2024. As compared to $0 in 124, as compared to $0 the previous year. Basically, a big chunk of the profit was made due to them finally selling their product, so that is very cool. A notable counterpoint to that is that their research and development expense went down $9.2 million, mainly because, well, research and development for their main product is complete. They aren't exploring too many new avenues yet. Their operating expenses are about $62.6 million, which is an increase of 28% from last year. The main reason for this is their commercial infrastructure and sales expenses are up because, again, they're really working to get the product out there and sell. But it's an investment to grow, so it isn't a problem. They still had a net loss. It's still never good to lose money. But the loss did decrease to approximately $17.9 million compared to $46.3 million last year. That shows they're on the right track, and if their product manages to sell well, they might reach profitability soon. However, I want to make you aware, as the report makes you aware as well, that sales to one customer accounted for 86% of their total revenue for the year. This presents a concentration risk. What if that customer suddenly decides to switch to another product, or decides to just stop buying for whatever reason? A revenue source needs to be more robust to weather any black swan events. There's also a lot of healthcare regulation that might come into play. Government agencies and private insurers are trying to cut down on healthcare costs, and this could affect pricing and reimbursement for drugs, which would affect how much money CorMedix makes. There is a lot of interest in the US about containing costs and drug prices. If that happens, that could seriously mess with their business. Here's a section that always makes me worry: intellectual property. Biotech and pharmaceutical companies battle over patents all the time. CorMedix might have to spend a lot of time and money defending its patents. If they lose, competitors could copy their products, and that would be terrible. I hope you didn't think CorMedix makes DefenCath themselves. They outsource the manufacturing, which means they're relying on other companies to make sure the product is safe and available. If these manufacturers mess up, CorMedix could face shortages or regulatory issues. They rely on third-party suppliers. If those fail, the company is at risk. They are a small company, and there is a real risk that their internal controls over financial reporting might not prevent all possible errors, so there is definitely a risk that comes with this report that you should consider. The company recognizes and manages the risks from cybersecurity threats as overseen by the audit committee and their senior manager IT. While the company has faced attacks, they were not so material as to damage or change their business. They have a very robust system that governs how their officers and insiders can trade the company's stock. And if there was a violation, it would definitely make a large impact on investor confidence. But we can be assured that there is a lot of governing policy around that to prevent it. Before we move on to my analysis, be aware that specified cautions of the company's definitive. Proxy statement will be issued in conjunction with the report. That means that a lot of the board and compensation decisions will come later in the document, so we can expect more detailed reviews then. Okay, wrapping things up. CorMedix has clearly made some major progress in the last year, specifically by gaining FDA approval for DefenCath and launching their product to the market. This shows some real success, and as much as any company that seeks success, it's also a lot of risk involved with it. What I take away from all of this is that the story comes down to whether or not CorMedix can sell DefenCath in a profitable way. The market for anti-infection catheter solutions is extremely large but very competitive, and it's still an uphill battle to unseat medical standards. However, if the product does provide a clinical improvement and the company manages to grow their sales team and manufacturing efforts successfully, they could be on track for a strong future. Keep in mind this all is based on the information from the report and our risk assessment, but you should do your own research. Thanks for tuning in to Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate filings. Let me know which company you want me to decode next.